Hello, my name is Tammy Beasley. I'm a registered dietitian and owner of Rev It Up for Life. I'm really excited to bring you an opportunity to join me at a live Rev It Up orientation where you're going to find out a lot more about this program, and also you're going to have a chance to find out if you're ready to rev it up. If you are, hopefully I'll hear from you soon, so sit back and enjoy. Thank you. Welcome everybody. I'm really glad you're here. Thank you for taking the time out of your life to come find out about Rev It Up. So let's find out about it. The purpose, the mission of Rev It Up is to empower you to change from the inside out. And I think that's one of the unique factors of Rev It Up, because we start with the inside and then we work out. And I think that is what's missing with so many programs, and that's why often a program will work for a while and then kind of stop for you because there's not been a foundational change. So to me, the key purpose and mission is to really understand how your body works, to feel confident in yourself and your body again. I meet so many women and men who have really lost confidence in themselves and in their body's ability to make any changes. They've tried so many things, they're almost at a point of hopeless. So this program is designed to really give you hope back in understanding your body better and knowing how it works, why it responds as it does. Anyone in here feel like that sometimes you're going one direction, say you're going south and you're going north maybe and your body's going south, or you're definitely not on the same highway? I think many of us can feel that way. And so you're going to learn how to join back and get going in the same direction. So, and to live well, strong, and balanced through nutrition and fitness education. But not just education, it's going to be fun. It's definitely not boring, I can promise you that. I really wanted to take a little bit of time to tell you the history, where it's been, how it started, and bring you up to today. I have been practicing since 1984. I was very strong clinically I worked at UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham hospitals. I spent a lot of time in the ICU units. I spent time with gastrointestinal medicine, oncology. The point of all that is I have a strong base with seeing how metabolism issues affect us in a disease state as well as a healthy state. I moved from that into more of a wellness, preventive medicine arena. And then I found myself in private practice, and it was about 11 years ago. I was sitting in my office, and I had a day where I had a professional athlete, semi-professional athlete come in. I was telling him things about his body that he really didn't understand, he didn't get. He wanted the facts, but he didn't really understand why they were important. Then the very next client was someone struggling with a disordered eating pattern, and they really didn't understand their body. They were speaking a completely different language. And then the next client was a chronic dieter, trying things over and over and over. And I realized I was saying the same things to all three of these individuals, what they really didn't get, what they really didn't know about metabolism in their bodies. So I had that moment like, wait a minute, there's something missing here. I've got to write this down. I literally sent my husband and boys away for the weekend and had one of those light bulb moments where I sat down, and I think they came back 2 or 3 days later, and I'm still in the middle of the floor with papers all around me. The whole analogy of Rev It Up, the fact that our body is really like a car, and our metabolism is our engine. Our food and fluid is the fuel that we put in it. But what was missing was the foundation. It was one of those amazing weekends. I couldn't wait to share it. So my first class was really a couple of papers, and that was in early 2001. From that class, I continued to teach it. Over a 3 to 4 year period, I taught it all the time. And so everyone that participated helped build the program. Anything that they would question or not understand, or an analogy I might come up with, was put into the next class. So the Rev It Up that you're receiving, that will be a part of this program now, is a benefit from all of those hundreds of people that have been a part of the program as it grew. And so that's why I'm so excited about where it is today, because you have the benefit of others who have been revving it up since 2001. So what does it do for us? What are the benefits? I'm not, I'm not a car salesman, not going to guarantee anything, but I promise you, I can almost guarantee you that you will have improved energy within the first week. And that is often a complaint that I hear. And that's something very exciting to me, because to me, I know that's a sign of a changing metabolism. So when you see that energy level start to change, you know something's happening. Number 2, less, if any, cravings. That's a big one to promise, especially when we're talking chocolate cravings, okay? The thing I can promise you is when you understand how your body works and we get things working differently based on meal timing, your physical cravings, I can almost guarantee they will go away. Did I say emotional cravings? No. But what power we have once the physical cravings are lessened, then we see the emotional for what they are. And then we're able to deal with them. We cannot deal with them if they're all mixed up in a physical, emotional ball. So yes, less, if any, cravings, I can stand here and say it will be a great benefit. More awareness of hunger and fullness. That is your body's fuel gauge. I love that analogy. We're going to spend a lot of time with that. This is what makes this program different. This is what gives you ownership and power, is understanding your hunger and your fullness. If I polled you today, you might say, I have no idea what hunger feels like anymore, or I always feel full, or I never feel full. You'll be able to differentiate that. It takes a little work on your part, but it's really, really worth it. Freedom from food guilt, that's my all-time favorite. As a dietitian, I was a walking calorie counter because I was trained to be so. It took a long time to stop that food guilt voice, that clicking of the calculator every time I sat down. I worked really hard. You'll get to hear a little bit about my own Rev It Up story. I wouldn't be here today if I had not lived this story myself. But freedom from food guilt, so it's a great benefit of this program. More productive metabolism, absolutely. You can't do the first 4 and not have a more productive metabolism, which in turn will lead to body changes, muscle building, fat loss. Is fast weight loss a part of this program up front? Absolutely not. So that's why I want you to get ready and know if you're ready to really rev it up, because it's going to take some effort. You're learning a new way to drive. We know how to drive, but we're learning a different way to do it, okay? And so that's what makes the difference. So it's not a fast fix, but the amazing thing about it is it's a long-term fix. You know that group I told you about in 2001, who were one of the first class that I taught? I heard 4 or 5 years later from one of the participants who went through some major life trauma, so had gone through periods of time where she gave it all up, gained weight back. She was able to, on her own, put the principles back in place and get it down again on her own and keep it down. That's the stories I love to hear. So, ownership of your health changes. That's the big finale. So when you leave here, you will own it. You will own your body, you will own your health changes. The cool thing is that I'll have you out of the passenger seat and into the driver's seat. And you know what a difference that makes, right? So that's the exciting part. As I mentioned, the Rev It Up analogy, body is our car, metabolism is our engine. That's not an analogy that I came up with, but it doesn't just stop there. Food and fluids are your fuel. Rev It Up is definitely, this is your driver's manual. But the fun thing is you're going to learn about your body's fuel gauge. You're going to learn about changing your headlights of your body. You're going to learn about how to battery charge your body. You're going to learn how to put your wheels in alignment again. I had so much fun with the analogies, and I think that makes it really practical because we can relate to that. And we'll get started with that analogy from the very first week. Here's how it works. The first 4 weeks are pretty intense, meaning that if you're going to miss something, I would love you not to miss the first 4 weeks. If you do need to miss one of those, we need to talk about it. That's where you're building week to week. This program is progressive. So 1 week builds to the next week, to the next week. And I have thought and planned, and other people have participated in this program enough for you to know that you can be confident in the order that has been laid out for you to do. There are 4 F's: food, fluid, fitness, and foundation. So every week you have a challenge. The 4 F's, you'll have a challenge in each of those categories. They're carefully designed. I will not want you reading ahead. You won't receive a book tonight. I'm really big on that. I want you to hear the program, then read the program, and then do the program. And you only have to do 1 week at a time. And the exciting thing is that some will be easier for you than others, because we have different strengths and weaknesses. Do what you can, step by step, even if you can only do 1 of the 4 challenges every week. That's okay. It's going to make a difference. If you put all 4 together and then you build the next week and the next week, you're really going to see a difference there. But failure is absolutely not possible. I worked again very hard in my own life to get to the point where I truly believed that there is no way you can fail if you learn something about your body. There's no way you can fail if you learn a reason why that detour really got you this time. There's great success in that. There's no failure. So I don't believe in failure. I believe everything you learn about your bodies, even one of those weeks where you're like, wow, I feel like I hit a brick wall and was in a car wreck. We learn from it, and you're stronger the next time around. So it all has purpose. Just to kind of visually put those 4 F's together, food, fluid, and fitness are similar to getting a new paint job, to getting new headlights, to getting a new battery. We can change the outside things, and those are very important, but it's the foundation that's the real key. If the engine is not working well, if the engine is not well cared for, the car is not going to run well, period. So the foundation to me is one of the most important factors, and I think it's one of the things that make this program different, because there is a strong foundation goal every week that digs deep, that looks inside, and helps you learn a little bit more. That's where the meal timing comes into play. That's where hunger fullness comes into play. That's where slowing down when we eat comes into play. So that just hopefully will help you visualize a little bit. And some of you in here will have the food part really down, but the fitness part you struggle with. Or you'll have the fitness part down, but the food part you struggle with. Some have the fluid down, most usually do not. So it's a matter of kind of putting those all into play at the same time. And then what comes after those first 4 weeks, I call it the tune-up phase. That is where we take 1 F challenge a week. So you can kind of rest easy after the first 4 weeks. You've got those 16 challenges behind you, and you've built on them, so you're stronger and stronger. And then we'll take like a food challenge only, and we'll fine-tune that. Or we'll take a fitness challenge and fine-tune that, or a foundation challenge and fine-tune that. So that's what the remaining 4 weeks are. And then, of course, the last week is how to rev it up for the rest of your life. Really a maintenance program that allows you to repeatedly go work maintenance for the rest of your life. And you'll see when you get there. The rear view mirror is a part of every week. It's at the end of the chapter, and it gives you a chance during the week to take notes. You know how you'll come to a class and go, what was it that I was struggling with? What was that question? So it gives you an opportunity to write that question or comment down. This is also where you can write down the changes you begin seeing in your body and yourself. You can share or not share, but it's your chance to record what's happening during the week. And then the back of the book has your maintenance log. That's basically your metabolism journal. And journaling, when I say that word, does everybody go, ugh? Usually, you can use it as little or as much as you'd like. And I'll show you, it's designed for the program. So it's a very powerful, self-maintenance is really powerful when it comes to keeping a log. But I'm going to teach you ways that you can do it simply and still effectively, even if it's not the full log itself every day. So we'll work on that together. So that's a little bit of an overview about the program. Are you ready to do the following? Do not proceed unless you really want control of your hunger fullness and really want control. Okay? I don't have a good bad list. Some more good news is you will not be weighed. You will not count calories, and you will not count fat grams. And can I hear a hoorah about that? Good. That should make you very excited. And then the amazing thing is, I don't do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that to get your health on the right track. You really don't. And I'll give you ways to do that. You'll believe me when you see how it works. if you want ownership of your health, then you wouldn't be here if you didn't. Of course we do. And you want your body to change, but you want it to change inside and outside. And that's what carries that ownership. So if you want to do all those things, then I think you're ready. I think the program's here and ready for you. And my favorite saying is, again, I will take you out of the passenger side and put you into the driver's side of your health for the rest of your life. And you will not need to see me again. So, because you will own it and you'll be driving along that highway all by yourself. So that's Rev It Up. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you. It's going to be a fun journey.